High on the icy slopes of Mount Everest, the wind roared like a living thing. Daniel had spent weeks climbing toward the highest point on Earth. After days of freezing temperatures, thin air, and exhausting climbs, he was finally approaching the summit ridge. But on Everest, the mountain decides everything. Late in the afternoon, the weather suddenly changed. Dark clouds rolled across the sky, and powerful winds began tearing through the mountain. Within minutes, a brutal snowstorm surrounded Daniel. Visibility dropped to almost nothing. The trail markers disappeared beneath the blowing snow. Daniel tried to stay calm, but he realized something terrifying. He had lost the route. At nearly 8,000 meters, he stood inside what climbers call the death zone, where oxygen is dangerously low and survival becomes a constant struggle. The storm grew stronger. Snow hit his face like needles. His headlamp struggled to cut through the swirling white darkness. Daniel's breathing became slow and heavy. He knew he had to find the route down the mountain before nightfall. Then something strange happened. Through the storm, Daniel noticed movement ahead of him. At first he thought it was just blowing snow, but then he saw it clearly. A shadow, a dark figure standing several meters ahead on the ridge. Daniel blinked through the snow. The figure slowly moved forward. Instinctively, Daniel followed. Step by step, he walked behind the mysterious shape cutting through the storm. The shadow stayed just far enough ahead that Daniel could barely see it. But every time he hesitated, it seemed to pause, waiting. Minutes turned into what felt like hours. Then suddenly the wind began to calm. The snowstorm slowly weakened. Daniel looked around. Ahead of him was a familiar sight, a line of ropes marking the descent route back to the lower camp. The storm had pushed him far off the path earlier. If he had continued in the wrong direction, he could have wandered deeper into the storm, but somehow he had returned to the safe route. Daniel turned around quickly. The shadow was gone. Only swirling snow remained behind him. Later that night, safe inside the lower camp, Daniel thought about what had happened. Maybe it was another climber. Maybe it was just his mind trying to stay focused in the storm. Or maybe the mountain had given him a small chance to survive. On Everest, some moments cannot be explained. But sometimes the difference between life and death is simply continuing to walk forward, even in the darkest storm.